Hello, Serp. It's an occasion for yelling, because we're doing it for real. We're doing the last 12 Mentor Roulettes for real. It's actually happening. I did not have this open. And I also didn't have this open. Come on, computer. Everyone's counting on you. Just this once. That doesn't sound like something you would do anyway. Hang on. I mean, it could be. It could be, but keep in mind. Keep in mind it only counts if we clear it. If we don't clear it, then I gotta do another one. And then that one will be 2,000. Alright. We are all prepared. Look at that. Odd Garrett is here. I will say this. No matter what comes up for number 2,000, I will try it. Like, I won't vote yes to any abandons. Even if it seems hopeless, we'll just keep trying. Yeah, I also don't know... There is one dungeon that I was checking before stream. There is a dungeon that nobody has picked that I can't believe no one has picked it. I'm not going to say what it is, but somebody should probably pick it. Here was the other thing. As I'm getting ready for stream, I'm like, oh man, I've been working on this for a long time. And I'm like, a 20 Mentor Roulette stream takes like... usually almost 6 hours, right? Between like 5 and 6, sometimes a little over 6, sometimes a little under 5, but generally close to 6 hours, which means if that's how long it takes to do 20, then the 2,000 Mentor Roulettes have been a 600-hour endeavor. Which is crazy. I didn't know what I was getting into when I started doing this. Alright. The first one of the night. In progress, so, you know, Castrum. No, probably not Castrum. Oh my god. Is it this time already? It's a little too loud. I wanted this dungeon to be number 2,000. But what you gonna do? And we don't get to listen to the whole song because they're already most of the way through the dungeon. I really wanted this one to be number 2. Like, as I was queuing up for it, I was going to say, like, I really hope it's the twinning. How wonderful, at least, that it showed up for the last stream. It still might be number 2,000. I cannot deny it. Oh my god, what a wonderful bunch of people deciding to do this dungeon today and then losing a healer. Can I give a commendation to the healer who abandoned them? You know it. There it is. I thought that I had more flowers than I did. Because normally I would. Oh, also, someone here is new. Is it the tank? They might be... I didn't even think of that. Is their gear okay? Oh, it's all the minimum stuff. Alright. Good to know. I will have to be a little extra careful. Oh, what if all of my favorite ones come up before we get to 2000? Not sure how I feel about him doing the double pulls in, you know, subpar armor. I guess it'll be fine. Oh. Be a shame if someone rained lightning on my parade. Whatever do you mean? Lightning doesn't rain, it lightnings. This isn't German. You can't just make up sentences and turn them into a single word. No. Wow. Whoa. No. I have no idea what Sunday streams will be after this. I might take a few off. I really have no idea. I don't know what I want to do. Like, it's nice to have one day where I'm playing a game where I'm just going to be talking to chat. Like, it's just, hey, you know, guys, come by and just talk about whatever. I don't think there's, like, a good game to replace it with that's like that. I could do that with, like, Blue Mage stuff. There's... So I could keep playing Final Fantasy XIV on Sundays, but just work towards accomplishing something else, like getting all the triple triad cards or something. I mean, that would be miserable. Nobody wants to sit and watch that. Or I could just turn it into another normal stream day. Or I could just not stream on Sundays. I really don't know. I haven't made up my mind. I'm open to suggestions, I guess. The twinning actually came out. Like, it is not a very common dungeon to get. And it is one of the three that I really did want. I thought one of those didn't go off, so I just wasted a lily. I mean, it healed him, so that's good. But I didn't get the, I did not nourish the blood lily with it. In my excitement. In danger of dropping to number 2 Mentor in 2019. Get away! I could keep doing them. I mean, there's nothing stopping me. Oh, he's dead. Is he gonna die? Yes. I wasn't even like, okay, I'm gonna benediction him real quick after he drops, because I thought for sure he was just dead. I didn't think you could survive 2 lasers, even with defensives up. take it into overtime. Alright. There's a room over here? There is. So the other two that I was hoping for number 2000 are The Dying Gasp, which is the final trial of Shadowbringers, and Alpha Escape 4.0. Oh, no. No, I gotta move. Here? This is fine. Here is fine, right? I can't even see where everyone else is. Here comes the Slam Jam! Alright, so as far as I'm concerned, this stream was a success. Oh no! Oh, except for the death. Except for the everyone dying. All of my stuff is down. Alright. Good. Recovered. Alright. Thank you, Slam Jam. You performed admirably. 1989. Turn it a little. On to the next one. So I kept it at only, I wanted to not have to do the full 20, because then it goes so late. Where even if I started at 7 o'clock, I might be going past like 1 or 2 in the morning, you know, this time. Eastern Standard Time. So how am I doing on, okay, I just need the second chance points for more shuffles. Was just doing, was just watching Sleeps last night. He got to do a little bit of, what did he do? He did Sephiroth. He got to the end of patch 3.3, which is the really emotional part of the story. Prior to Shadowbringers, that was the best. That was the best like patch in the game, 3.3. When you fight Nidhogg. Right, you guys are super late. So even with me starting here and only having 12 to do, I understand you might not be able to make it all the way to number 2000. But that's, you know, I will make sure that I highlight this whole stream to save it for posterity. And if it is memorable, which I hope it is, I'll specifically clip whatever the last roulette is. Think you'll make it? This will probably be a little over 3 hours, let's say. Unless unless Prey rears its ugly head all 5 of its ugly heads, and those are my last 5 Mentor Roulettes, are all Praetorium. The 5-headed Hydra that is prey. Sept would not be disappointed, because then he would be the winner. Garrett, do you already have all of yours? This is my last chance to tell people, make sure you type !2000 and the dungeon of your choice. I don't remember who is and is not all guessed up. I did add a couple of commands, like, so that I can, you know, end the contest and see who wins, but I did not put in one that displays which ones you currently have. I guess I could have if I had time. All right, so you got your 3. It wouldn't have been very much work either. I don't know why I didn't. Other than when I woke up today, it was like, okay, let me program the last little bit, you know, last little bit of the bot, and then start the stream. La, 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 la. What was this? Yeah, Sleep's got to the Nidhogg fight and the cutscenes that come after that. He almost cried. I've been waiting for him to tear up a little bit on stream. It hasn't happened quite yet. But it's such a good game. The story of this game. And I appreciate it so much more. Like, the more times I rewatch it, the more I appreciate it. I really am having a blast watching him play through it. And now there's still... I'm watching Azaleus play through it. I'm watching Tulid. There's somebody new that I just started watching who's... he just started playing. He's not up to dungeons yet. He discovered crafting and got completely sidetracked. Like, he spent an entire stream just crafting, figuring out the crafting system. And I'm like, oof, I gotta forbid you from going to Gold Saucer. And he was like, oh my god, Gold Saucer's in this game. Yeah, 8 is rough. A lot of people say that about 8, that it's hard to get into. There is a lot there to like. Like, okay, so, Grip, who I used to play with a lot, he had not played through 8, and he streamed it and 100%ed the game, and he was like, this might actually be my favorite Final Fantasy now. Like, he had so much appreciation for the deep systems that you get into eventually, like, in the course of trying to do everything in the game. But just as a game, I don't think they were really sure what they were doing. Because there's so much... Oh! Pardon me while I fix that. Very sorry. It should be showing up now, from here on out. So you were saying you bought a Final Fantasy VIII on the Switch. You haven't played it before. Not really feeling it. The, one of the... So there's the whole draw system, right? Final Fantasy VIII's draw system, which is kind of contentious because of the grind that it entails. But really, the grind isn't the problem. At least to me, in my opinion. Because if you weren't just sitting there going draw, 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 draw in a combat, you would just be going A, and killing enemies in order to level up or get whatever points it is that you have to earn in order to do good, right? But the fact that the draw system so heavily discourages you from using magic, because it feels, but even if it doesn't make a huge difference to go, oh, well, I had 75 flares junctioned to my strength. Now I cast flare, so I only have 74. It's like, oh, well, so what? But you know that you've gotten weaker. Nobody likes to semi-permanently get weaker as a result of using an ability. There's also the fact that you, like, what is a spell? Where are they? What are they? Are they, or, like, for materia, at least, you could go, oh, materia. It's a little thing. It's a thing that looks like a gem, but when you go draw, oh, I drew 5 dooms from this enemy. Well, what are they? And where are they? And what does junctioning mean? Am I sticking it to, like, am I eating them? It's... Oh god, yeah, too. The characters are completely interchangeable. It doesn't matter if somebody leaves your party and you're just like, oh, okay, take all of his stuff and put it on this other person. And it's like, all right, there's now no difference. There was no difference in them being here or being somebody else. I suppose people do get different limit breaks, but it's not quite as much of a difference. I did... Well, I won't ruin anything, but I did actually like the story up to the game, up until, like... And there's a point that immediately had me like, what? And then from there on out, I hated the story. So we'll have to... I'll wait until you get further into the game, but we can make this an ongoing discussion of Final Fantasy VIII. Even though I've only played through it once, and it was about 8 or 9 years ago. Slow, I have the slow. I still have the slow. You have a slow. The slow's wearing off. Although, actually, I will say the one thing that I did... There were 2 things that I thought that I would dislike about the game, just based on its reputation, and that I did not. One of them was the draw system. I didn't dislike it as much as I thought I would. And the other one is the character of Squall. I had always thought, okay, he's this super mopey, oh, everything is depressing, oh, it's the 80s, it's the 90s, and I'm a kid wearing a black trench coat. Like, he did not come off that way to me after you learn a bunch about his character. Game is determined to put things in front of my camera. In this dungeon and also in other dungeons, but mostly this one. I don't want to target them. It's kind of too bad that nobody's new in this dungeon, so we're just a bunch of fools running through Tam-Tara. I mean Toto-Rak. But I don't think the tank has tanked it before, because he seemed confused on where to go. Alright, let's just go. I don't care if I get poisoned. I shall be the first. The 10,000 wheels. So, you have to woohoo louder than that. You woohoo times 2,000 volume. So, the first one of the night that I did was the twinning. And I was ready for it. I had the music. I always have the twinning music, the Space Jam version, sitting there ready to go in case I get that dungeon. Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. That's permanently, that's in OBS. that's already there in OBS, just waiting to be revealed all the time. Okay, Graphius, jeez. Striking us in the face and torso with your tail, knock it off. And thank you for the sub! Have you got all of your guesses registered, Soul? Are you ready to win? To win the big prize? Oop. Ten more to go. Of course my inventory is full of garbage. Here, give me a few dozen gil for my things that I won't throw out even though they're not worth anything. I need to desynth, that's why I have all this stuff. I just haven't been doing it. That's not worth anything either. And these go in this thing. Oh, it's Savine! Another in progress. Number 2000 is not going to be in progress. I'm going to do it just without improg to make sure we get the... Okay. What's going on tonight? How this isn't really possible. Yeah, today is 2000. Look at the thing. We're at 1990 and I just got the twinning for the second time. This is bizarre. Did something happen? Is there a twinning, like, you get Mog tomestones for running the twinning or something and abandoning it? You contacted everyone. That's more effort than I put into it. I didn't even tweet it on my non-existent Twitter account. There it is. Twinning too hard, apparently. There's someone who just really likes the first boss of the twinning. They're like, I just want to do the first boss. You guys can get another healer for the rest of the dungeon. What even is the first boss? Not the swimmy sharks. That's the other dungeon. Oh, it's the guy in the bubbles. Or not the guy in the bubbles, but the guy who has other guys who are in bubbles. The Lord of Bubbles. You can have a heal and another heal, and then more holies. Boom! I'll read it in a second. This is the largest poll, I think. Level 5 death? Yeah, if only. I have been working on Blue Mage a little bit. The whole, what do they call it? The Royal, no, the blue arena, whatever it's called, is actually really fun. There's a lot of fights in there that have been, like, fun to figure out. I've been trying to... I've done almost all of them without using a self-destruct or a final sting. Yeah, Masked Carnival. Okay. Or am I bad? No, I'm good. That a lot of them... right, without resorting to, like, the self-destruct moves. Because I'm like, that's kind of... Like, if it allows you to get past, like, just trivialize the fight, then I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. There was one, I think, that I just could not figure out what you were supposed to actually do, so I did just get the guy down to 40% and then self-destructed on him. I haven't done the new ones yet. I've only done up to Azumagia. The first final boss. The thing that I kind of wish that because Raise, if you're gonna go do content with blue mages, the Raise is such a good thing to have that it's like you don't even want to be like, oh, it's okay, one person has Raise. You want to be like, no, have like, you want a bunch of people to have Raise. And instead it's like, oh no, nobody has Raise. Or maybe one person does. Yeah, if you're gonna do anything like difficult, if you were gonna do like the min eye level, no echo stuff, you're just gonna have to have everybody. So that's what I mean. I wish that the medium stuff, like going and doing Ravana, for example. Ravana, just on normal difficulty, it's not hard, but people can die. And if one or two people die, it's like, oh, well, blue mage damage isn't that high output, especially if it's with people who are still in the process of learning their skills. So it's like, oh man, we're gonna be here forever. Yeah, the fact that it has that big drawback is fine, but I wish we could get it easier. I wish you didn't have to go beat the whole, what do you call it? Because that's how you get it, right? By finishing the Masked Carnival. When you're like, okay, the people here are getting, because I was getting the thing from Ravana, his Suparkanar or whatever, and it was like, okay, what can everyone do? Spam Glower. That's about it. Like nobody had the good stuff. If you want, like, it's not that I don't believe you. I'm sure that when you have a proper layout and you can do absolutely everything, blue mage damage is crazy. But when you're like, okay, I can do Shock Strike once every 30 seconds, and then besides that I can Glower. or whatever. It's like, oh, okay, well, that's why we can't queue up for things as blue mages, because there's an enormous disparity between I have everything and I have Glower. I keep saying Glower because Glower is what I have on W. That's just my default damage things ability. But there's such a difference, whereas you don't really get that with you don't really get that with, like, Machinist, where it's like, oh yeah, some Machinists have, you know, you walk into content and some Machinists have all the abilities they're supposed to, and others just don't. I mean, I suppose there are some who don't do their quests. That would be bad. Yeah. It's just there's so many other things that you can eventually do. And it's very cool that they exist, but it's like, oh, well, if you're still in the process of going through and learning the skills, and you need to be in a party of blue mages, and everybody in the party is like, okay, well, I got Glower, and one guy's like, okay, I have Mighty Guard, but I don't have any stuff to do. And everybody's like, well, I have White Wind, but I don't have any, you know, I don't have Mimicry to mimic a healer, and even if I did, I don't have Palm Cure, and I don't have this, and I don't have that. It's like, yeah, it's a long journey to get all the things, but it's... Oh, yeah, I don't even see it as something that needs to be solved. It's just kind of too bad that it works out that way. I don't even really want them to change it, other than just the raise thing. Just the raise, I'm like, I wish that we had access to Raise without first going and doing the whole menagerie, which seems to require a variety of skills. Like, you need to go get a bunch of skills in order to be able to Actually, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you don't really need... Maybe you can get creative on some of them. And even if you only have a couple of skills, you can still manage. Yeah, it's... I guess... It's not the effort that bothers me, it's the fact that there is other content that you kind of need to do. Maybe I have the wrong idea of, like, what order you're supposed to do things in as a blue mage. Like, if you're a fresh blue mage, it's like, okay, level up to 60, get 1,000 needles, get, you know, final sting, get... And there's a bunch of things. There's a bunch of must-have skills, but then beyond that, I feel like the order that I would naturally want to do things in doesn't work that well, because if I go, hey, I want to go run Alexander with you guys, it's like, okay, well, some people are going to die in that. How many people have raise? And it's like, oh, raise is like one of the last things I was going to get. Because that requires going all the way through. Uh-oh. You're alive. I think I was about... Oh, somebody's just describing how to dodge the lasers. Uh-oh. Well, he was describing it to someone who was disconnected, apparently. Oh, how garbage the written now. Oh no! Oh! Everything's bad. Except I cheated, so I didn't get hit by it. That 100% hit me. Whatever. Oh, right here should work. Did somebody walk into a... Because I just took damage out of nowhere. It must have been from somebody else walking into one of the frozen lasers? I'm confused. I guess I need to pay attention to this. Especially because we're not going to... we had lost a person, so we're not going to... I remember the very last phase here being... like something that's usually skipped now, but that is kind of difficult because we get the lasers... We get the other lasers, and then we're also here? Here? Somebody stepped on one again! Stop doing it! That sucked. I was positioned in everything, and then somebody walked into one of the frozen lasers and got us all damaged. The red mage is struggling, I think. He's casting Ver Arrow. That's also a bad sign. Oh, no, wait. No. Yeah, I mean, Ver Arrow too, I mean. Didn't he? Maybe. Oh, wait. We have two red mages. Okie doke. Fraud Mentor cheats to reach 2,000. It's true. It's true. I did cheat. I did cheat. That laser was supposed to hit me. Oh, do you need that right now? Is that where you are, Soul? I can do that. I can do a Mentor Roulette in Prague to join Soul. Oh, at the beginning? You tricked me. I don't want to do this from the beginning. Oh, wait. Also, you're not in here. What? How bizarre. Oh no! And the stream can't handle the dang water in Holminster Switch. Alright, well, apologies. Apologies for poor frames. Oh, somebody stepped in something and died. Or did I miss a thing? I hope I did not miss a thing. I was gonna home gang after that hit. Didn't work out. Ooh. I guess. Let me check their... Gear? Okay. Alright. So it wasn't the healer's gear or anything. The monk ran ahead and is fighting already? No. No, it is not. I will allow you some opinions. You can't just say that an Astro can't heal that pull. That's not true. I mean, in fact, true story, I did leveling roulette the other day as Astrologian, got put in this dungeon. It was my first time being in a Shadowbringers dungeon as Astro, and we got to the second boss before I realized that I had the wrong weapon equipped. I had the Byakko weapon instead of the, you know, the augmented Skaven. And it sucked. Like, it was... it was noticeable that I was like, oh man, this is really rough. But it definitely was not so bad that I was like, oh, I can't heal people at all through these pulls, even if I chain cast heals. It is very busy, which I don't like. But, I mean, that's because I'm used to White Mage, which is, like, a total snorefest. Yeah, to say that it underperforms is one thing. It's another to say, like, they're so garbage that the reason that I died is that we haven't asked. That would be silly. Oh, hold on. What is there? I think it might be their gear. I just noticed how low their hit points are. I guess it may also have been that the healer was busy getting the dead guy up off the floor, and that can cause. Also, I haven't played as warrior in a while, so I'll be kind of embarrassed if I mess some stuff up in here. Like, I should have I should have responded to that a little bit earlier. I actually don't know. It's easy to guess, but I don't know the names of her tank busters off the top of my head. We'll get there, though. There's Pillory. I don't think I noticed before that thumbscrew, pillory, wooden horse, those are all medieval torture implements. Get out of the corner. You did? Good for you. Little inner release never hurt nobody except the boss. More responsibilities when I'm tanking. It's no good. Oh, I just realized too, is this the level where Warrior is weird and I'm supposed to use Chaotic Cyclone? I am. I'm supposed to use... Because I have that, but not... What do you call it? Like, single target. This is... A boosted Chaotic Cyclone is better than Fell Cleave. Even on single targets. Alright, so... Whew, alright, yeah, maybe no double pulls at all. Yeah, it seemed like the, Or wait, are you saying your group is also... Your group was... I hate being slowed. Dun, 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 dun. Ah, I see. To which boss? The first boss? You don't see a whole lot of wipes to bosses in this dungeon. Okay, last boss. Just standing in the AoEs, huh? Did he get... I wasn't watching, but I think he got hit by all 4 of those, which shouldn't mathematically be possible. Geometrically, I don't think that's possible, but I think he might have done that. Oh, I don't know why I wasted that. Tickler, that's for me. Just what I ordered. The Astrolegions doing all right. They're at least using the using their stuff. Are we going to have an epic showdown on the final boss? Because you guys may have heard the story. I was not streaming it, unfortunately. But I did have an absolutely outrageous solo performance on the last boss, where we lost the healer, like, really early on. Like, it was still at 40%, and me and the other 2 DPS got it down to, like, 5%, and then they died. And then it was just me at the end. Can we get a repeat of that for the number 2000 stream? I would flip out. Also, we've been fighting this boss for like 10 minutes. Alright, he died. So is it there? I didn't look at her. Level 70, well, okay, no, they're... Oh, their accessories are a little low. They're basically not wearing the best stuff. I don't know that they're the problem, though. I can't just tell. I should have seen if I could stun that instead. Just too used to White Mage. I'm like, what are my responsibilities? Press Holy until... And that's it. Just press Holy until. Oh, this is also before Warrior gets the trait that makes your AoE give you meter. That's why it feels so bad to be here. Sleeps today. Today is the day, absolutely. This is the month. This is the year. You're gonna see it happen. Although it may take a while because of this group. Switched over to Warrior and joined a group in progress, thinking I would be put into Soul Shadow's group, but I wasn't. There was another group that also had just had a tank leave. Yeah, Holy and OGCDs, if I remember to. Heal the tank if I remember to. I'm very spoiled by playing White Mage. And even Warrior. Warrior is very easy compared to, like, Gunbreaker and Dark Knight. Alright. Finish him. No, not him, me. Been able to beat you. And you guys were that far. Are you, they completely abandoned? Are you gone? You're out? So neither of our DPS can raise. If we do lose the Astrologian, we got a fight on our hands. A real one. Hope you all are ready to see me earn this #1 Mentor 2019. Head Crusher. Deflected. Save and release for after Pendulum. What a bunch of jerks! Nobody helped. I was like, oh, I'll just throw in my Onslaught. And then keep wailing on the boss. Is the bard just running in circles, not shooting? What was that? That was weird. I'm used to hitting a lot of buttons on Bard. A red mage that was only healing. Also impressive. It's what the enemy is least expecting. One more. Use this and this. Oh, healer is dead. Ah. Well, that's gonna make things difficult. Arguably. I mean, we can keep going. Actually, can I get him out alone or no? I can. I did want the epic chance. I suppose I asked for it. As long as the two of us are alive, I can break him out of chain down and we should be okay. And we can survive the, this. %. Five. Not as epic as the story that I have, but still. It's turning into one of those streams. Alright. 8 more to go. What else? Dare I say it? What else can Mentor Roulette throw at us? Oh my god. I might, alright, we'll take a quick break. Because I was so focused there, like, I'm not used to playing Warrior for one thing. It's not like I don't know how to play it, but I don't play tank very often anymore. I was like, as long as we avoid all of his attacks, as long as I have a cooldown for everything, we both have a little bit of self-healing, we should be okay. He really, the monk should have died. He should have been like, I see where you're going with this. I see where you're going with this, He-Ten. I'll die. He should have walked into a fist and died so that I could finish it alone. It's like when someone steals your pentakill. It's like, come on, you know I had it. Arik, thank you for the follow. Man, oh man. I could have. It doesn't count if I kill him. I need him to die. All right. What now, dare I ask? Little old Tam-Tara. Good. Good. This dungeon is also hard. This is maybe harder than soloing Holminster Switch, but I think we can do it. Milken? Who's drinking milk? That was Soylent. Are they a bunny? Yes. Only Laagomorph. Oh, man. Thank you guys for being here. Like, I often wonder, because there are people who, you know, stream a lot. Like, they stream as much as they can. They get, like, 1 viewer, 2 viewers ever, you know? Like, they go, oh, I've been streaming for 6 months and I have 10 followers, right? If not for you guys, that would be me too. I would be here going, hey, it's my 2000th Mentor Roulette stream, and oh, this was so crazy, and I would just be talking to an empty internet with nobody in it. Strange too, because I mean, there are some people that I watch, like Sleeps for one. Whoever is not following Sleeps who is currently in the chat, he's playing Final Fantasy XIV. He's still going through the story. He's not quite done with his Mentor Roulettes yet, but someday. And he's wonderful. Good banter all the time. Says funny things. And I don't often see people in his chat, which is a shame. I was saying earlier before you got here, Sleep, like, it just hit me as I was going to start the stream today. A 20 roulette stream usually takes me almost 6 hours, right? Just on average. About 6 hours, maybe a little less. Which means that that's 1/100th of the time that it's taken to get the achievement. Like, this has been an almost 600-hour endeavor when I stop to actually think about it and do the math. Yeah, this has been great. And it's all thanks to you guys, and it's also all thanks to leavers. People who abandon their party. Because without that, we wouldn't have had 2 twinnings and an absolutely magnificent Holminster Switch duo final boss kill. Not levers. Oh, I forget. You're across the pond, where they do pronounce levers like levers, I guess. And then sleeps is from even farther away, where they don't pronounce anything with any vowel sounds that are correct. So somebody else that I've been watching for a while. Oh, nah, I'll let the tank pull those if he wants to. Someone else that I've been watching, Pitch Shifter. He's the Japanese person who is playing Danganronpa 3 right now, and he's playing it in English in order to help himself learn English. He already knows English a lot better than he lets on, but you know, he is still learning, and he'll see a word for the first time and he'll pronounce it and be like, oh, that's the wrong pronunciation, and he'll think like, but that's really, he's got the right pronunciation. Everybody who speaks English pronounces it wrong. Like, what a dumb way to say that word. Why don't we say it like it's spelled? And then I think it's got to be awful to try to, like, you go through all this trouble of learning English, and then you meet someone who speaks with, you know, an accent that you're not used to. Say you learned from American English or British English, and then you hear someone who's Australian or New Zealand or, you know, Indian or any of the above. It's like, oh no, all of the consonants are correct, but all of the vowels are wrong. How in the world does anyone decipher? You know what I mean? I don't remember which word, Toro, unfortunately. And Sithing, hello. Glad you could make it. Already, we're an hour and a half into the stream. You guys have already missed the most ridiculous roulettes so far. This is one for the books. Well, really, just the one was ridiculous. Aussies are upside down. It's a fact. But I'm trying to, like, I would need a lot more experience listening to a New Zealand accent to even try to do it. It's like every vowel turns into an I. You're like, you want to say mentor? No, you say minte. Minte. Kind of. I'm still not doing it right, but... Not that I'm teasing or anything. It's just interesting because I'm sure to everyone over there, you put on an American show and you're like, ha ha ha, they sound so silly. Don't bully Aussies. Very well. Very well. I will not. Sithing, if you don't know, is also, I'm pretty sure, right? So, being American, I can't tell the difference between a British accent and an Australian accent. But I figured out that you must be in Australia based on the fact that you said something about going to the beach. And I'm like, I look outside and it's just ice. There's just nothing but ice. I'm like, this person could only be in Australia. We are. I'm trying to talk about accent, I guess. Accent. Guy called Fen, and he pronounces his own name like Finn. Yeah. It's right. Nope, see, I went to Australia and then Scotland. For anyone who missed it, back when I played Danganronpa 2, there was someone who I tried to, like, actually don't go watch it if you happen to be in England or have ever been to England or ever heard of England. But I tried giving him an English accent, and he just circled the globe with every sentence. I could not nail down the accent. It was terrible. Yeah, I could never get used to that. I could never get used to saying, oh, Christmas is in summertime when you go to the beach, and then when July rolls around, you put on your parka and shovel snow. Actually, you guys don't get snow, do you? Maybe not. Maybe just a little. Reminder for last chance. You only have the next hour or two to register guesses for what number 2000 will be. The 2000th Mentor Roulette. Type in !2000 and the name of a dungeon, or the word random. And if you already have one guess, you can register more. I don't judge. My bot judges. It judges whether you're a regular or not. Can you change? Yes, you can. It's !2000 to take, but you would need to know. All right, so you have Somal Hard. I don't know what was your other one. I can check. Nobody has the twinning. Chimera? Yeah, then if you say !2000 Chimera, it should recognize that and take it off. Serp is going for it. He says, forget this Sastasha noise. He's never going to get that for number 2000. It's already come up twice. You know how gambling works. It can't come up a third time. No. It's extremely likely to come up a third time. One of those two. You do still have Sastasha hard mode. I also, if anybody needs it, I can actually... I did put in a thing to just delete all of somebody's guesses. Like if somebody came in and was an obvious bot or came in and was a huge jerk or something, that after I banned them I could unregister their guesses. So if you don't know what your guesses are and you want me to take them away, I can do that as well. As a reminder for anyone who doesn't know what's up for grabs, $40 in Steam gift cards. That's what you stand to win if you are correct. Instructions unclear. Banned from He10 style chat forever. Also, in the event that no one is correct, I will be choosing 4 of the entrants at random and gifting subs. So there's also that. For all the bots who joined the channel, there you go, Ark. You got the Aurum Vale. Good old Aurum Vale. A lot of people call Aurum Vale the worst dungeon in the game, or at least they used to. I don't know what people dislike now. I've always disliked Zamail Darkhold more than Aurum Vale. It is just awful to tank because of all the ranged enemies. Jahan, you haven't won yet, but you will soon. We'll all win. We'll all be winners. Doodly-doo. The real Steam gift card was inside you. Please visit a doctor. Have them take that out. That is not okay. It's also good that this happened to coincide with a Steam sale. The Steam winter sale, or whatever they call it, is is currently going on and does not end until January 2nd. So you will even have the chance to spend this on good games for cheap. And if nobody wins, then they're all mine. Mwahahaha. So, there was... I don't know if anybody remembers. There was a guy who used to come to my chat all the time, Rich, and he was constantly trying to get me to play that game. Or no, was it Hoonipop, or was it, what was it? There was something, he even gifted it to me at one point, and I refused the gift. Like, I'm sorry, I told you not to buy me that game. I wouldn't play it, or I wouldn't stream it anyway. It must have been, it was something, oh, Nekopara, yeah. Whatever the Steam version of Nekopara either isn't or wasn't actually banned on Twitch. Yeah, it was Nekopara. And he gifted it to me, and I'm like, I'm sorry that you spent your money, but I already said I wasn't gonna play it on stream. And I'm like, if I was going to play it, I wouldn't get the Steam version. I would go just pirate the uncensored version instead of, like, what's even the point? You know. Oh, we finally got a Castrum. Right? No! Light Party? It was a light party because they also lost a tank. Oh, kill me now. Get prey ready for afterwards. I also, like, I don't know that anyone would actually do this, but all kidding aside, please don't actually try to, like, mess with what I get for number 2000. If you want to do it right now, awesome. But for whatever number 2000 is, I would actually be legitimately upset if somebody tried to, like, get me into a particular thing, because I have a giveaway running, and it's not really fair to people to come by and enter a giveaway and it turns out that somebody, you know, tried to... I would rather have it be as random as possible, instead of having somebody go, like, oh, I queued up for this particular thing so that I would win, or I queued up for this particular thing, you know, to be funny. It's like, oh, well, you know, you kind of took away somebody's, why? I've never had to cast a heal in here before. What happened? Serp would need to reinstall the game. Yeah, I don't know what it must be that there really is such an experience difference between Castrum and Praetorium that if you get put in Castrum, it, I guess, makes sense to just leave and then try again in half an hour and hope you get Praetorium. Even though it's really not, like, who really needs to min-max their experience gain that much? That would be crazy. Serp is sticking to his guns. The twinning is once again up for grabs. But yeah, anybody who has not guessed yet, make sure you get one in. And if you already have one guess, put in more. You get a second guess as long as it's not your first time ever in the channel. And you get a third guess if you've been here and chatted a bunch of times, like 5 times. And you know what? I had pulled out another can of soda. But today calls for the mug. What was I even thinking? Today calls for 2019 #1 Mentor He-10 style. Oops, I'm late. Disappointing, everyone. If you haven't seen this mug, this is oh, it's totally not readable, is it? Oh well. Soul Shadow and Voltan Phase and Faded Oasis got me that mug. It says He-10 style #1 Mentor 2019. And on the other side, it says Final Fantasy XIV extremely misspelled. You are in the kitchen. If it probably is not very readable due to the carbonation of the cream soda, which is in here. I should have put, for this stream, instead of the Rathalos and Praetorium thing at the bottom, that's what I should have had, is a picture of the mug. How many guesses? You should probably have 3 guesses. I'm pretty sure you've been here 5 or more times since the bot started running. Or I should say, since the bot started keeping track of people. But that was a couple months ago. Oh, I know, but I'm not gonna interrupt the stream just for photography. Do 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 do. All right, Castrum Fluminis. That would also be a nice. That would be a nice one to get for number 2000. That's a nice dramatic fight. Not difficult, but moving. Also very spoilery. I guess I should also be... Sithing is in here, or Sithing was in here. I don't know if he's still here. Most of the stuff that I'm going to be getting in these Mentor Roulettes is going to be, like, somewhat spoilery for somebody who hasn't played through any of the game yet. He's still at the very beginning of his adventure. You are there. So don't pay attention to me. Open another tab and start watching YouTube instead. Yeah, Jahan should take the twinning. Serp briefly abandoned Sastasha in order to take the twinning instead, which already came up twice. Twice this stream. It's my favorite dungeon. Here, everyone, have a random Medicatu just in case you were accidentally scraped by 15 giant robots stepping on your face. It should be fine. There you go. Unfortunately, I did not put in a command to check. I remember what yours is, though. Yours is not a dungeon, but a guild hest. Pulling poison posies. It is not terribly likely to come up, but you never know. You really never know, because I got the twinning twice today. And that's not likely to come up either. You do get to register a second one, though, if you want. Either another specific one or another random one. That's enough. That is the first guild hest. That one's, if any guild hest comes up, it's likely to be that one. Basic training enemy parties. So guild hests, you actually, next time you play, you're going to get to do one of those. They, right after you unlock the guild leaves and do the first guild leave, they're like, oh, there's also guild hests. Back before the, you know, the training you did with the smith, that's kind of new. That wasn't in the game at the beginning. What they had instead were when you got to level 10, you unlocked guild leaves, and then they're like, okay, here's guild hests. And these are occasional, like, mini dungeons that are for training purposes. You do them in a group, not as a solo person, and it doesn't, like, fail you for doing it wrong the way the other one does. Like, if you... When they were like, okay, this is the one where we want you to dodge enemy attacks. If you didn't, and you just got hit by a bunch of attacks, they would fail you and make you start over. Or if they were like, you need to close the gate that these enemies are coming out of. If you didn't, then you would fail. And guild hests kind of suck for training because they don't actually enforce that you do the thing correctly. So basic training enemy parties is one where they give you two groups of enemies and they're like, make sure that you know, it would be foolish and reckless to engage both parties at once. Pull, you know, get one of them and finish it off before turning to the next part. And no one ever does. You just grab them all because it's the right way to do it. It's faster. So all of the guild hests are like that, where they go, adventurer, you must deal with these ads as they're coming in. They're like, nobody kills the ads. You can kill the boss in 10 seconds if you ignore the ads. Oh no! Jahan has injured his thumb. That is the worst. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Oh, you're done? Okay, yeah, if you're done with the current story, you're definitely not far behind, by definition. Let's get Sid over here, make sure he knows the way. The 40... Well, actually, there is no level 50 guild test. The last one, the 8-man, is still level 40. I wouldn't say it's hard. I mean, Ward Up, the one where you have to leave them alive and then kill them all at the same time. That one can be a little difficult, but it's not like you die from it. You just takes a little bit longer than usual. The one that's like, oh, you need to put out the flames that make the nope. Kill boss and then wait until the end to kill the 30 ads that have spawned. Yeah, Guildhests are really funny like that. It's strange that they thought to put that stuff in, but didn't think to actually make it so that, yeah, even if you're really strong, you can't just ignore even the Marlboro one. Like, I had been doing it correctly, and then I randomly got put in one from an off-stream Mentor Roulette, and the tank just pulled the boss to the back of the room, and we fought it there and just ignored the bubbles that were floating in, because by the time they get to you and start popping, it's like, but the boss is dead now. Yeah, the gargoyle one with the formations, if you have somebody who doesn't get it, then you'll legitimately be there forever. But as long as everybody gets it, it's not hard. Even the one that's like, oh, there's the flying eyeball that goes around in AoEs, so you have to keep moving around the arena. No, it's Medica. I healed through it. Which is the other reason that vulnerability stacks are such a good mechanic. For anybody who isn't quite far enough to have encountered those, the idea is that what they start doing is they say, okay, well, there'll be a mechanic that you're supposed to do a certain way. Either you're supposed to do this thing where you stand next to someone, or you don't stand next to somebody, or you run north, or you run south. Or even just, there's a thing that's going to be a little bit harder than normal to dodge. You need to be paying a little bit of attention, and if you don't dodge, then that's bad. And by bad, they mean you take damage and get a debuff to your defense, called Vulnerability Up. It lasts for, I think, 60 seconds, and if you fail another mechanic and get hit with it again, it refreshes and stacks a second time, and then a third time. So it becomes like a really visible marker of you are messing up a thing that is avoidable. You are getting hit by something, and here is the indication that you aren't supposed to be doing what you are doing. And in addition, it's something that can't really just be ignored. Like if it was just damage, if it was, okay, you're dead instantly, well, that's harsh. But if it was just damage, you'd be like, oh, okay, healer adjust. Just heal me back up and I'll continue punching people while standing in the fire. But by having the vulnerability stacks, it's like, okay, that's not something that the healer can heal you through forever. If you really do collect them like M&Ms off the ground, you're constantly running into the bombs. It's like you're going to hit 3, and then you're going to hit 4, and you're going to hit 5, but by the end of the fight, you're going to reach a point where failing the mechanic does one-shot you from full health, because your defense is so low. Jahan's vulnerability stacks have worn off. He is no longer bleeding, and it doesn't even hurt. Try not to fail any mechanics next time, and you should be okay. Did it really? It looked. I wasn't sure when you had said, "Oh, you injured your thumb pretty bad." There's such a wide spectrum of that. I wasn't sure if you meant like, "Oh, you were bleeding a little," or like, "Oh, this is the end for me." Did nobody go up the first one? One person went up the first one. So that's not a word. We only speak real words in this chat. Oh, it's too bad that Notice isn't here. I didn't like message Notice on Discord to say like today's the day. Today is the 2000 Mentor Roulette day. Who else isn't here? Where's EverX? He wouldn't miss this for the world, but he is currently. More's the pity. I'd hope to slay him. Not EverX. I was just quoting Livia just now. I don't hope to slay EverX. Don't tell him I said that. Dun, 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 dun. I told you, only real words. Across isn't a real word. Onion rings? Mandolin-like tool with multiple blades. Oh, ouch. Serp, clever as always. Sink full of blood to do with as he pleases. No, you know... No, I won't actually do it. I was going to say, oh wait, next Sunday I can have the same stream, except we'll go up to 2020 Mentor Roulettes. Get it? Because the new... But that would be dumb. I don't feel like doing it. Better things to do with my Sunday evening. Maybe. Who sits around and plays video games? Oh. What? What is this? What's wrong with your numbers? And why aren't they the most? Really never considered that Livia could do damage to somebody. Gaius-sama! I did it. I saved the party that almost lost all of their everything. That's halfway. She sounds livid. Sure does. Pashoom! Now what? 6 to go. 6 Mentor Roulettes. Oh man, where am I gonna ride around? Where? I haven't even thought of that. Where do I want to fly around? What's a good zone to fly around? Yangsha? Maybe? Maybe I'll fly around Yangsha. Just, you know, doing victory laps. Ah, yes. Hauk Manor. How many times have I walked these halls? I haven't watched current anime in quite a while. Because you know what happens? During every single moment that I am awake and have access to a computer, I'm watching a stream. Or I'm watching a VOD of somebody's stream that I missed. I probably should watch anime. I like it, right? Yes, I'm fighting carpet stains. Try to keep up. It's a haunted house. Carpet stains can come to life. Kids dress up for them as on Halloween. Suppose it is a little weird. What was the last show that I watched as it came out? It's been forever. I'm not even caught up on JoJo. I haven't watched the current season of JoJo at all. That's probably the closest I was to watching a current show, was watching, People are adjective. Diamond is Unbreakable? Was that the... Yeah, Diamond is Unbreakable like a year or so after it aired. Somebody is stuck walking, and I only just noticed. They were like, why can I not run? Number 1 mentor. I'm doing it. In fact, when I went to this morning, Sleeps was doing the big boss, the last trial of 3.3, and I was like, oh, let me tank. Like, it might have actually been faster if I went in as a healer, but I'm like, no, let me tank, because I wanted to be in the particular outfit that matches the thing. And when we finally got there, the guy was like, do you want a main tank? And I'm like, yeah. And I go to dramatically walk, right? Because I'm like, oh, this is, like... It's such a cool moment. I wanted to, like, walk up to the boss and then take my, you know, unsheath my sword as I was walking, and then, you know, turn off walk and run up to him. And I greatly misjudged his aggro range. So it looked like I just walked up to the boss and it aggroed me and then turned towards other people because I hadn't attacked it yet. And I'm like, oh my god. Serves me right for trying to be cool. I've learned my lesson. Only lame sauce from now on. It looked so stupid too, because I'm like, oh, this is so, you know, I go to walk, and then I go to the menu to hit stance, and he aggroes me, and I'm like, oh, turn the thing, like, hurry up and do things. I've always wanted to do it, but I never did, and now I know why people don't do it. Because he just aggroes you after you take like 2 steps forward. Why didn't they put the boss farther away so that I could do the thing that I want to do? It's like they knew. They said, someday this guy, He10 style, is going to walk in there wearing such a gorgeous mask. Actually, I wasn't wearing this mask, so it doesn't count. That's why the boss aggroed. Because I didn't have a good enough mask on. Yep, this is a dungeon. This is the level 28 dungeon. So the way that these work, they've got, yeah, actually, now that I think about it, I don't remember if I even explained what I'm doing. So you have, oh, I can't bring them up now. Once you get to the point where you start unlocking dungeons and things, you get these things called roulettes, where they go, hey, once a day you can get a bunch of bonus experience by being put into a random dungeon. And then when you unlock raids, they're like, okay, you can get a bunch of experience per day by going into a random raid. And you unlock trials, and they go, okay, you can get a bunch of experience once per day by being put into a random trial. And there's this one that's only available to people that are a part of the Mentor program that will put you in, like, anything in the game. Any of the raids, dungeons, trials, or guild hests, aside from a couple that don't count. And you do get a little bit of currency once per day for doing it, but more importantly, there's an achievement for doing it 2,000 times. And as you might be able to tell from the orange text, at the bottom of the screen. We are very close to 2,000. How many times? Well, yeah, I've done the roulette nearly 2,000 times. But number of times that I've run, like, all of the dungeons in the game without it being part of Mentor Roulette is countless. What's my playtime looking like? Total playtime, 292 days, 13 hours, 27 minutes. Which some of that time is obviously spent just standing around doing nothing. But I don't do quite as much idling as other people. Like, I don't leave the game running while I go to bed or anything. It is uncountably large. It would not fit into a 16-bit integer. Yes, it would. Also, that's not what uncountable means. So even if that was correct, that's not what uncountable means. Yep. Wait. That's not right, is it? Hang on. Because what did I say before? 600 hours. 600 hours is... hang on. 600 hours is 25 days? You know, you're actually kind of... You're not far off. Yeah, wow. Like, I dismissed it out of hand, like, that's not true. I haven't spent 10% of my entire Final Fantasy XIV career doing Mentor Roulettes, but I almost have. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. That's an interesting observation. Now I know Squintina, who I hosted her earlier this week and went by her stream. She was going for a PvP achievement. She does real achievement hunting. She hasn't gone for the I don't think she's interested in the Mentor Roulette one, but she has more achievement points than me. As long as I've been playing. I'm just over 10,000. She has like 12,000. She did all the Eureka stuff. She's working on doing every single relic weapon from every expansion. She was going for the PvP one just now. She went and just before they got rid of Diadem, she was like, oh god, like they're taking away Diadem and you won't be able to get those achievements anymore. So she was grinding those out too. I knew that I had spent a lot of time doing this. I did not think it was anywhere near 10% of my entire time playing the game. Well, I don't think she's been playing as long as I have. Also, achievements aren't each worth the same amount of points. Like, there probably are a lot of easy ones that she might not have yet, just because, you know, you can pick those up anytime. Kelahonka, you made it! You made it to the big stream. The big one. The stream that is so big that it will end me streaming Final Fantasy XIV. Kind of. A little bit. Actually, what am I talking about? I'm still gonna stream, like... When a new patch comes out, I'll do, like, a blind stream of the new raids or dungeons or whatever. Party, to me. I shall heal you. Oh no, we already used our limit break, but oh well. They will almost certainly never add another achievement. It would be like if they added... What's the, What's the one that you get for having, like... 2,000 S rank kills? The tiger? There's a tiger mount. Where it's like... 2,000... That's... at least as much of an investment as this, if not way more. Because S ranks only spawn every... What am I doing? Wrong thing. See, here's me with this very nearly full. Is it in battle? Hunts? Yeah, slay 2,000. Oh, that's just for the title? And there's 5,000 for another title. Hold on. Where do you get the Centurio Tiger mount? Do. One of these rewards a mount, right? Okay, it's here. You have to get... Bring your A game 5 and bring your S game 5. Okay, so it is the 2,000. 2,000. I don't even know how I have 100. I don't go around killing S ranks, but... yeah, it's the A's and the S's. Another in progress. Another probably Castor Meridianum. Of course it is. Of course it is. People love to leave this dungeon. Oh, thanks, Ark. Yeah, just barely got mentor status back. Because what's the, So here's maybe another like way to measure how much I play the game. I have a little over 8,000 commendations, and you probably get on average like 1 per dungeon. Tabs, hi. Are you registered? Do you have your guests ready? Also, are they? Okay, I'm here. Yeah, even just getting mentor status in the first place is just, you need 1,500 commendations, along with you need to have a tank, a healer, and a DPS at level 80. And then to unlock the roulette, you need to have cleared everything that's in the Mentor Roulette. So every dungeon, every trial, every raid, every guild hest, except for Savage and Coil and Ultimate and the Shadowbringers Extremes. I guess, but it kind of averages out a little bit. No, you're right. You average more than one. You average more than 1 commendation per dungeon if you're playing a healer or a tank. Serp, you should totally do, So, what Sleeps wants to do is, at some point, go back and just do every old fight at minimum item level, no echo. I don't know if that's worth trying to do Coil, but I'd be interested in doing the other stuff. Even just going through and doing the normal story missions. I feel bad that they let you go into fights so overgeared. Like, you go to do Final Steps of Faith, or Singularity Reactor, like, just as part of the story mode, and just like, okay, guys, what are we gonna... No, it's just, you just punch him, and then he falls over and dies. Serp, why do new content when you can just do old content 2,000 times? Oh man, yeah, I do want to do some of the blue stuff too. I at least want to fill out the blue log. I think that's going to be fun. I was just talking about Blue Mage a little earlier, and how I think it's a little bit unfortunate that they put the raise behind completely finishing the Masked Carnival, because I feel like that should be one of the later things that you do. But there's stuff that you might want to do where you're like, yeah, maybe a couple of people should have raises if we're going to do this. Like, we don't want somebody to drop dead and just go, okay, now we're doing it with 7 people. I don't really want every fight to be Titan, where people get knocked off and go, okay, do the rest of the fight without me. Did you just shoot a fireball at me? What a jerk. How inconsiderate of him. Golden Phase, you almost missed it. You already missed some good Mentor Rouletting, let me tell you. For one thing, my favorite dungeon, like absolute favorite dungeon, the Twinning, came up twice. It was the first and third roulettes of the stream. And then I had a whole Minster run where I actually called, like, wouldn't it be cool if the healer died and I had to finish the boss off before it killed the rest of us, and then that actually happened. Yeah, Thordan Extreme when it was current was probably obnoxiously difficult. You did the Twinning blind. The Twinning is so great. The music is great, but I also love the dungeon, and I don't want to talk about it too much with Sleeps here. Sleeps is just now getting to the post-Dragon Song War part of Heavensward. Which is still an exciting time. Don't get me wrong, as much as I love the Dragon Song War, there is still... What? What do you mean? Did I remember you? What does that mean? Oh, earlier when we were talking about who wasn't here, did you mention Voltenface? But I knew he was going to be here. I knew that he was. I trust him. EverX, I don't trust that guy. Don't tell him I said that. Hult. We don't pronounce it like a V. We speak English in this chat. No, wait. We don't pronounce it like a W either. That's an H sound. Who? Wait a minute. Why do we do that? Why do we say who? But put a W in front. I tell you, somebody needs to take the keys away. Listen, you. I did... Hold on. Are we saying that I did not mention Voltenphase? Objection. Take that. I mentioned him when I showed the mug. And now my client is not guilty. You got it? She's not on me. She's not on me. I mugged him. Serpent is, of course, here. Serpent is here with his puns. Oh my god, this fight is so much easier since somebody told me, hey, healers, you're supposed to regen. You're supposed to regen so that you immediately draw the aggro. "292 days I've been playing this game, and I only just found out the correct way to do this fight." More like never, X. I'm gonna tell him you said that. I do hope he shows up, though. Do, 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 do. Ooh. Turn 9 now that I think about it, I have not gone and done the Savage version of Coils. Me and Soul duoed everything from T8 to T13. But that's, I mean, I guess that's not that impressive. Although, did we do it when we were 70? Or did we wait for 80? When? I don't remember when I went and did Coil. Was it after Shadowbringers came out, or no? It probably was. But I don't know. Yeah, so we wound up in this dungeon again. I wind up in this dungeon a lot on stream because the deal is... Okay, we were 80. How do you deal with the golems? I think we just took damage. I don't even really know how the mechanic works with the golems, but you can one-shot any of the ads. But no, the reason that we're back in this dungeon is that there is as I was explaining the roulettes, there is a special roulette called Main Scenario Roulette. At the end of the story, at the end of the level 50 story, they made a mistake. A stenank, if you will. They put in 2 dungeons that are 8-person instead of 4-person and have a whole bunch of cutscenes inside the dungeon. And this was fine for a little while, but then it wasn't fine because people would go, hey, if I get this dungeon, I'm just going to leave. Or, if I go into this dungeon, we're just going to skip the cutscenes. Everybody who's done it before is going to skip the cutscenes and rush through it. And anybody who hasn't done it is not going to be able to do the dungeon. They're just going to be watching cutscenes, and then when they get out of the cutscene, the next cutscene starts, and then the next cutscene, and then when they're done with the cutscenes, the dungeon's over. And they just miss the whole thing. So, in order to remedy that, they said, we're going to take those 2 dungeons, they're going to be in a roulette by themselves that gives a lot of, like, a huge reward for doing it, but the cutscenes are now unskippable. One of the dungeons is about 25 minutes long, 25, 30 minutes long. The other is like 45 minutes long. The 45-minute dungeon gives, like, twice as much experience as the shorter one, so people who are trying to level up run that roulette wanting to get the longer one. And if they get the shorter one, sometimes they just leave. If you leave, you get a 30-minute penalty where you can't queue into a dungeon again, but they just go, it's worth it for me to just go in. If I get the short one, I'll leave, I'll go do other stuff, I'll craft for half an hour, and then I'll try going in again. This means that when I do my Mentor Roulettes, it puts me in that one very often. And the reason it puts me in there is that some healer has loaded in there and just immediately left. Alright, so what's the deal? Golems have to be kept apart because they combine in a super insta-wipe, and there are 3 of them. Maybe you can just tank the wipe golem. Yeah, you can't, at level 80, you can just one-shot the golems. Like, I just hit, even on healer, I S-size, and it just kills them in one shot. So it doesn't matter where they are. They just die. Alright. Before anyone registers a guess for that dungeon, Castor Meridianum, number 2000 will not be done in progress, so I'm not going to load into a dungeon that is missing a person. Also, I went through that whole thing and I still haven't repaired the gear. Please repair. There we go. Where now? Where now, Mentor Roulette? We wasted it, Serp. We wasted your Sastasha. We got it for number 1997. You think we're gonna get it again for number 2000? Not bloody likely. I might be lying about one-shotting the golems. I don't actually know. I have a poor memory, and I lie. But my memory is good. We wouldn't get the same dungeon twice in one stream. Wait a minute. So this is Sastasha, the very first dungeon. It comes up sometimes. Actually, what's the potency? Ass size is 400 potency, so maybe that... You never know. Maybe that is enough to outdamage a paladin. Like, in one hit. I don't know offhand what, whatever it's called. The snowflake nuke. Nope, you are out of your mind. The first dungeon is always Sastasha. It goes, you get the envoy mission to visit the other dungeon, or the other cities, and then the very next quest sends you to Limsa, regardless of starting location. And they say, it's probably pirates. Holy Spirit. Atonement 5-hit can't one-shot. Alright. I might have made it up then. Maybe it was like a glare into an ass-eyes. Like I said, I get confused sometimes, and the rest of the time I just make shit up. Actually, I'll know for sure later today when I run Coil with Sleeps and Friends. Maybe I'll stream that too. We'll just throw the stream right back on as soon as Sleeps is ready. Oh no, wait, I won't need to stream it. He'll be streaming it. I'll clip it and show it to you later. They're talking about turn 9, sleeps. They don't think I can do it. No, that's not what you said. I will, however, definitely let you die when we do it. No, when we... Man, freaking... I get the feeling that I would like doing minimum item level normal difficulty fights more than doing Savage. Because all I want is for the fight to go on for a little while and for you not to be allowed to mess up the fairly easy mechanics. That's what I really want out of the game. I know. Let's get 24 people together and do Rabanaster minimum item level. Because that... I did stream that when it first came out. Or did I... I think I streamed it anyway. Do I? I swear all the time. Don't I? Also, the reason that I said bloody is because they say that constantly in this game. If you didn't know, Americans have no idea that bloody is swearing. When we have, like, a kids show, when we have, like, a cartoon on Nickelodeon, and they want to express that someone is from England, they just say bloody, bloody, bloody this, bloody that, because we don't know. Like, I know, I guess, from reading it on the internet, that it actually is, like, not a super strong curse, but that it is a curse word. You don't put it on, like, kids shows, but we absolutely do. We think that you guys say that all the time. Like, even in this game, for example. Someone's probably... One of the NPCs that we're walking past has probably already said it. Yes, yeah, Sid. Sid says that, and don't you go dying. You're too bloody useful. Uh-oh, this person's gonna die. Ah. Now the tank is going to die. See, I didn't let the bard die. He's too bloody useful. It is funny when things happen like that, too. Like the little... We didn't get the key. What was the example? It was a... I want to say Yoshi's Island, or maybe Yoshi's Island 2, that after they released it, they had to, they, like, recalled the PAL, the European version and redid it with different language because one of the characters uses the word spastic, which is, like, I guess, an offensive word over in England, whereas it is not in America. Has a completely different meaning. They're like, yep, just nobody realized. Have this delightful little Yoshi game. Drops the S word. did that have? There was the Celeste too, I think. Celeste had if condition persist, yeah. Bloody and shit just don't go together. Trust me on this. There was some word, and I don't remember what it is, but when Celeste was translated into Japanese, the translation firm that they used apparently was not native speakers. They didn't recognize that for the line, I had a crazy dream, the word that they use for crazy is like a very offensive slur that you would use for like somebody who's mentally ill. And they released the game like that, and they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No, 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 no. Please. So after this, we only have 3 more to go. 3 more Mentor Roulettes, and I will have achieved Mentor Nirvana. And then I will ride around on an Astrope for probably an hour. A joke. I want to hear a joke. Voldenphase loves jokes. This is true. You ask them if they want to hear a joke, they both say yes. The suspense is killing me. Now, what's my favorite bartender joke? I don't remember. Serp loves it here. I know he's just having a goof. $1997. Year of the Matrix. Maybe. I could be making that up. Is it Castrum again? Is it Castrum yet again? It is not. Zemel Darkhold. And they're almost done with it. Also Riven. 97 was the year Riven came out. Very nice. Please no leave, says the samurai. Why would I leave? Have they... We had 2 people leave for God knows why. Maybe there really is a thing with people leaving. Old Poppy back, huh? I want Old Aurelia back, unsurprisingly, given my name. But even then, I still wouldn't play it. I'm done with League. How many... I mean, I guess there is no way of, like, really saying, has this champion changed to the point where they are not the same champion anymore? But really, legitimately, almost every character that's less than, like, 3 years old has probably seen a complete overhaul of their abilities at least once, right? Remember there used to be a champion called Scion? Who walked around with a, like, skull head, and he had a point-and-click stun, and he... What did he even do? Did he have an ultimate? Was his ultimate just, like, he gets, like, increased... Wait, they're twins. We got twins, I just realized. They're wearing matching outfits, even. That's weird. That's probably why people left. They're like, I don't want it. Old Scion's ultimate was just it was an activated tons of lifesteal? That seems terrible. Yeah, I'm not even saying it as like a criticism of New Scion. Like, they should rework... I mean, the game changes so much that you need to change champions so that they don't feel like they're relics of the past. Old Darius? Did Darius change? I don't even know. They could change him, I wouldn't even know. I was like, that person's running back in, and they're trusting me that I'm gonna heal them from 500 health before that next hit gets them. And they were right to trust me. They saw my mug. They saw my mask. Said, this is someone who knows how to dress and little else, and I shouldn't trust them, but I will. Yes, alright, so Blitzcrank makes one. One guy who's still the same. Oh, real intense. People taking a lot of damage. Teemo throws his mushrooms now instead of planting them, and the whole rules of stealth changed, so that changed. Yeah, any stealth champion is different now. Constantly just junk filling up the inventory. Alright. This is the last one that doesn't count. This is the second to last one that doesn't count, because this is gonna be freaking Shiva Extreme or something. Yeah, you throw him back into the puddle. He's still probably, he's mostly the same, I guess. But man, that would be an unrecognizable, like imagine going back to Season 1 League of Legends and trying to play it. That would be an unrecognizable game. Did they even have bushes in Season 1? Like, it would have been such a ridiculous game. Whenever I hear that. Alright, who's responsible for this? Who is it? Which one of you did this? Somebody put me in here. This is Bismarck Extreme. I imagine. Or is it not? Is it just the normal? No, we're capped to level 60. It's the Extreme. Haronin, hey! From... Welcome. Man, the alert's a little louder than I remember. from Sithing Stream, right? This is... Alright, so, for the second to last one, we have Bismarck Extreme, which I've done, like, once. It's not... It's gonna be very similar. Like, we're so over-geared for it that it should be okay, probably, but we're gonna find out. The main thing is that people need to check their debuffs. Also, somebody needed to activate this right now. Got it in time. How late? Right now. After we finish with this one, I'll turn it off. The changing. The guy almost jumped right off. Nice. Okay, we've got plenty of DPS. This should be okay. There we go. Alright. I have blue, which I think means I'm supposed to fight the green one. Is this correct? I have taken aggro. Oh, we died. Oh, Yumtabs is counted as a non-regular, unfortunately. And yes, Jade Stoa is Byakko. So this wasn't number 2000, it was number 1999. Assuming we finish, which I am hopeful. This one is not so difficult that we should, like, wipe continuously and people give up. This fight is almost the same as the regular fight. Oh yeah, we failed the DPS check there hard. We did not kill the things in time. They probably were very tight on release, but we're now all synced to 270 gear, so we are way over. This and Ravana are very easy because of how Alright, so I have wind, so I think anyway that means I have to be on the blue one. It doesn't seem to be, like, reflecting damage or anything horrible like that. Let's get another heal out. Let's continue getting more heals out. Dodge that. Get hit by the hurricane. Alright, we got them both. Yeah, this is... So, the thing is, this is an extreme trial. This is what this was old endgame content once upon a time. Now that it's outdated, you normally can't get into... Like, how many people... Like, 1 or 2 other people here are mentors who got pulled in because of Mentor Roulette, and everybody else queued up and has probably been sitting in queue for over an hour. People just do not do these old fights. What they do instead is there's an option to do them unsynced. You go, put me in and don't sync my level down to 60. Just let me go in as a level 80 with all my level 80 stats and level 80 skills so I can just beat it. Just so that I can say that I beat it and get the reward. And that's the preferred way of doing it now. Alright, here's the only part where we might wipe. We have to either spread out or stay in the middle. It was spread out. Based on what the current weather is. Because he keeps changing the weather. And if we get it wrong... Well, yeah, we're getting struck by lightning, and we should be dying from this, but we're not. Like, we were... Every single person was overlapped, at least a little bit. Alright, well, that means we're gonna have to do it again. Yeah. The reason people may have been confused there is that does not happen on normal. On normal, you don't have to step off. When he throws you off, you just land on the island instead of sailing off into the clouds. But we also have this. We get an echo bonus because we, you know, did the fight but lost. They go, okay, here's a bonus to everyone's health and damage. Because it's old content. This is really funny that this happened to come up. What is it? Get over here. He's like, I don't get it, so I'll watch you guys. I'll watch you do it. See, this would normally be difficult enough that we would need to do specific things in order to not die here. In fact, somebody I think Raven is on the wrong one. Raven has green debuff, so she's supposed to be attacking the blue one, but wasn't. But it didn't matter. I just healed them through the reflected damage because we way outgear it, even synced. Ravana's the same way. All I care about is clearing it, though. Alright, so Vron is actually telling us what's up. Green clouds is knockback from the center. Purple is lightning strike, and we should leave the bubbles. Don't kill the bubbles on purple. Okay, it's purple right now. This is the lightning strike. We should spread out and don't kill the bubbles. Yeah, they're killing the bubbles. Still purple? Still purple. Yeah, don't... they're group. They're desperate. Desperately grouping up. Oh no! Nobody hit it? We're gonna lose it, right? We got it. Black Mage is not paying attention. And is he just AFK entirely? Yeah, I like this. This music reminds me of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex? I think? Yeah, kind of. Alright, so we got purple clouds right now. Okay, what color is this? This is we have to get in the middle? We're dodging all these things. There's a knockback from the center, right? Yes. One person got knocked off. Does it happen again, or... Oh, that happened. Go, 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 go! Oh, it would have died anyway. It's 31%. We're fine. So that was 1999. We used up Sastasha. We used up an Extreme. We used up 2 Castra Meridianums. There is only wonderful things waiting for us, right? Man. It's number 2000. I won't say what it's for, but when I go in, I'll say this, something like this is a special run for me. If you're in before Rathalos, then why don't you guess Rath? No, somebody already did. Probably Blind Umpire already guessed Rathalos. So we'll wait for a little bit. Everybody take a couple minutes to make sure that you've got whatever guesses you want. Actually, I will BRB for a bit, but the bot is still on and still listening. Yeah, once I finish it, we'll know who it is and who had that guess. Ormvale with 3. If I had 3 newbies, that would be the best. If you've ever been here, any of the runs that I have where it's like, oh, people are actually new to the dungeon, I love those. Even though they're not as fast, it's still like, that's, ever since, okay, well, before I take my BRB break, way back in the day, when I first got an internet connect, like when we got AOL, I'm old, by the way. If you guys are new to this stream, I'm 40. I am the oldest person I'm tied for the oldest person on Twitch. Back when we first got AOL on dial-up, back in 1995 probably, I got into playing a text-based MUD, multi-user dungeon, is what we had before MMOs, where a bunch of people would log in and it's like, wow, it's a multiplayer game, and there's like dozens of people all playing this online game. It was a game called Federation 3, or Federation 2. Nope, I did also play Gemstone 3, and in fact, that's why I said 3 just now, but it's like, no, wait, it was Federation 2. I did play Gemstone 3. Federation 2 was a game where you were like a spaceship pilot, but it was mostly like busy work. It was like, oh, okay, you take on jobs to fly cargo from one planet in one system to another planet in another system and drop it off. Blah, blah, blah. And it was, you do this, and then you rank up, and then once you're ranked up, you can, like, get a different type of ship that has more space on it, or do a different this, do a different that. There was combat in the game, but it wasn't the focus of the game, and PvP kind of wasn't the focus of the game either, unless you wanted to, unless you went to the areas where people could attack each other, and so on and so forth. When you got up to a certain amount, or when you got to a certain point, the next way to rank up was you had to have a company, and your company generated, money or goods or whatever at a certain rate as long as you were logged into the game. Well, I couldn't be logged into the game for more than, an hour or two a day, so you had to hit a threshold, I think. This is 25 years ago. I could be misremembering some of this. But you had to have a company that was like, that you had progressed to the point where it was making so much per day or per week even, I think. It had to generate a certain amount of profit per week in order for you to go, okay, you've ranked up to the next rank where the gameplay changes again. And since I couldn't be on enough to do that, I was like, I'm not even going to really try for it, because it would mean needing to go on every day and log into the game and be connected to the game. So I had already been in the habit of answering people's questions over the public channels. And it got to the point where I would log in and I had like a text file with all the like common answers to questions that people would ask. And I would just that was the game for me, was sitting there and waiting for someone to ask, why can't I accept this mission? And I would go, oh, well, did you make any modifications to your ship? And they're like, yeah, I bought a this and a that. And it's like, oh, well, once you only have enough space to do the cargo run. So if you add extra things, you won't have cargo space anymore. So you need to take those out and sell. And that was the game for me. And then later, when I started playing EverQuest, EverQuest had a weird customer service program. Instead of having a whole bunch of GMs, they had like one GM per server, and they would have players volunteer to answer help desk tickets. This sounds crazy. It is. In exchange for like being subscribed to the game for free, they're like, yeah, we'll waive your subscription as long as you do customer service work for 10 hours a week. And I was way into that. I was like, this is great. People need help, and I'm there to help them and guide them. That's always been like a thing that I really liked about online gaming. And that was a big reason that I liked this mentor program, and why I made a big deal out of, oh, I'm gonna keep being a mentor and do all these mentor roulettes and help people out. So there's basically that. That's why Ormvale with 3 newbies would delight me. As would Sastasha with 3 newbies. Something black don't crack. Yeah, I know. I guess I don't feel like I look the same. I felt like I looked pretty much the same until I was 35, and then it all caught up. But I get, I look at myself in the mirror. That's not the same as you guys seeing me. Whatever. So I will be back shortly. Go ahead, and anybody else who hasn't put in your guesses, !2000 and the name of the dungeon, or !2000 and the word random to get a random one. We'll be back in a few to do the last one. We're back and we're doing it. We are doing it. I turned cutscenes back on. Let's see what it is. I think it's going to be Baelsar's Well or Zelphatal. Or a Theochemical Research Facility. Wait, did it go? It's going. It's going. Number 2000. It's 8-man. Somebody rigged it. Somebody 100... Who did this? Who... Did no, somebody really did, right? It's the 8-man Guildhest Solemn Trinity. Did somebody really... Because Desi, who is not here... Like, I actually will be kind of... This couldn't have happened for real. There's no way. I don't recognize any of these names. This is the rarest thing in the actual world. There's no way. It had to be something, but there's no way. It's actually Solemn Trinity. Who? Yeah, Desi. The last stream, or the one before, I don't remember which one. They came in and did random and got Solemn Trinity. And I'm like, wow, that would be incredibly rare because I don't even get normal Guildhests on anymore. And then I immediately got 3 Guildhests in a row, and it was like, oh my god, it's really going to be Solemn Trinity. We're really going to get that for number 2000. Yuck. And I did. Somebody, tell me for real if somebody is one of these people in my chat right now. But that's weird that Desi isn't here. There's no freaking way I'm in Solemn Trinity right now. So this is one of the tutorial things, one of the final one where it's 8 people instead of 4, and they're teaching you, hey, sometimes this is how you would fight multiple enemies coming in from multiple directions, and you're trying to defend multiple things. It'd be funny when we get to the end and then 7 people. You're right, we could still fail. This only counts if we actually clear it. Also, I could have miscounted, and maybe this one is 1999. I've been known to do that. Oh, we actually did lose one of the artifacts. We're not actually gonna die here, are we? We aren't actually going to fail Solemn Trinity. That would be even funnier. That would be a true number 1 Mentor 2019 moment. I suppose I should cast 1 heal. I should cast a single heal at least so that I can say that I healed it. Duty complete. I hope Mentor will notice me. 6. accidentally been doing the wrong kind of roulette. So... Desi is the winner. Wait a second. You! What are you... Hang on, were you in there? You weren't in there. I would have recognized your name. Now I can finally play the game. Alright, so, we need to immediately go to Gridania. Right away. I just realized you couldn't have been in there because that would have mean that you would have had to do all the other guild hests. Where is it? Switch to Bard so I can run faster. How in the... I still feel like it has to be rigged. And yet, I don't know how you would get 4 people together who had... Like, 4 people got the achievement for that. So were 3 people in there just doing Guild Hest Roulette and got that? Also, where the hell am I going? Sorry, I've been drinking. Ran right past the dang guy. Soul, do you know where the guy is? Please tell me. Please, I need somebody to show me where he is. Oh, well, it's in my inventory. Astrope whistle. A small hand-carved whistle that emits a unique, high-pitched tone discernible only by Astrope. Yes, Odd Garrett, but on the other hand, I also tell other people that they were guaranteed to win, too. Alright, where are we going? Where are we dropping? Falcon's Nest. The emergent studies of winged horses had to be rewritten with a single sighting of Astrope, confirming that adult Pegasi are not only enormous in size but also possessed of a horn. Wary of most, Astrope only allows those of gentle heart to climb upon its back, a back large enough to seat 2. A fully grown Pegasus grown large enough to bear you and a companion across gentle skies. Spread our wings and soar we shall, says old Toto-Rak. Hop on. Oh, we did it. Oh, I didn't even update the thing. Look at me. How many people? I mean, a bunch, but I only recall ever having seen one other one in-game, ever. Of course it can. Pay attention, game. This isn't Astrope. It can fly wherever it wants. And now this means that I can ride it around whatever we get for the relic. Like, they're gonna probably do another Eureka type thing, but it'll be different from Eureka. But a bunch of people get to see me riding around on an Astrope. You haven't seen a dozen of those, you. La Mulana soon. We were just talking about it yesterday. You don't have to like it. That one I don't have. I don't have the Amano. I should try to go get that. But yeah, I'm not really sure what's next for Sunday streams. I might still stream on Sundays and just not Final Fantasy XIV, or I might come up with some other project. But really, do I really want to come up with some other thing that I'm going to work on every Sunday for like a year? Grind all of that on a second character? Never. 6 hours of riding Astrope around each Sunday? I agree. That is the best idea. Oh, that's right. Sunday is now clearing all the Savage content with Sleeps and friends. Although we do that later in the day. It's too early in Australia right now. Can't do it. Alright, well that I guess is going to be it for the stream. Congratulations to Desi. I'll have to message them and say, somehow the thing that I said was 100% certain actually did happen. 600 hours of work for this Pegasus. I'm all about it. All right. If everything's 100% certain, one of them's got to be true. That's a good point. All right. So, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night and a wonderful New Year. I won't be streaming on Tuesday because that's New Year's Eve. I'll be back on Thursday for Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice. We're on Chapter 2 of that. Have a bloody good day. You too, Odd Garrett. Savine, Toro, Voltenphase, Sithing, Yoomtabs, everybody who showed up. This was a wonderful stream. I'm really glad that you guys were here. Let's pack it up. Let's pack it up and find somebody to raid.